Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I am following that trend of propaganda I am not falling for and propaganda I am falling for. Some of the things on my list are kind of like serious. Obviously, I wanted to make it a lighthearted video, but my brain thinks of what it thinks of. So we're gonna start with what I am rejecting, what I am rebuking. I am not falling for the rise of hating women and repression. I am not falling for that. And I feel like when you try to say something about this, there's a lot of straw manning that happens where it's like, oh, you think that it's hateful to believe in traditional values, and not necessarily. If you yourself want to live your life in a certain way, I believe it's within your rights to do that, and that can work for some people. But this idea that is becoming more popular now, that anybody who isn't living that way, we should shame them. Even with the Sabrina Carpenter thing is an example of this. I feel like people are really going in on her and eating her up and framing it as a feminist thing. I think that you can critique certain things about our culture and certain things about the way we express sexuality in our society, I guess. But to say that a woman is male gaze, Sabrina Carpenter's demographic is women. She's making music for women. But she's a heterosexual woman singing about men, and who, as a heterosexual woman, naturally wants to be attractive to men because that's her orientation. Does that make her male gaze? I'm just saying that I don't think a person can be male gaze because she's a woman. This is her life. This is her art. These are her songs. This is what she's doing. It just feels reductive and dehumanizing and diminishing to reduce a human being to being for the male gaze. Something about it just doesn't seem right. I can't fully articulate it, but if you get it, you get it. The next piece of propaganda I am not falling for, which I've brought this up in the past, is this now eating a ton of red meat and eggs and even raw meat and raw milk and tons of butter is the epitome of health. We scientifically know that it is not. And people can say that it's the establishment is out to get us all, and that's why they're not giving us information about what's actually healthy. But as with many things, there is a kernel of truth that gets blown up into something insidious. Is it true that companies can profit off of you wanting to be health conscious and market things as low fat when that's not even necessarily better for you in all cases? Sure, that happens. But is every single scientist who has said that an excess consumption of red meat can cause heart disease, has every single one of those people just decided to be evil? Like, why would they lie to you? Like, why would every single person involved in these studies, every single person involved in this who gives this recommendation, why would everybody be lying to you? Consuming a ton of butter in excess is bad for you. Having a normal amount of butter, you're good. You can get health benefits from things that are bad in excess, which is literally how everything is. Tylenol can help reduce your pain, but if you take a whole bottle, if you don't die the first time you do it, you're certainly gonna die the second or third time. Vegetables have a wide variety of nutrients that we generally do not get from meat. I myself am vegetarian. I am not saying this because I necessarily want people to be vegetarian, even though I think that more people should eat less meat in general. Because we have this, I'm doing a tiny side tangent, but if you don't care, you don't care. But we have this thing culturally, and I know that in other cultures they have this as well, but in America, that meat is protein and you need protein, and that is inherently good. Am I saying protein is bad? No. But we put too much emphasis on protein and eating meat when we need to also be putting more emphasis on other vitamins and nutrients. Meat is just the quick, easy thing. Like every meal, the centerpiece of it is meat. Meat is not the freaking centerpiece does not need to be the centerpiece of every meal you have. It does not need to be in every meal. The next thing I am not falling for is snark subreddits. I feel like I've been seeing more of a normalization online of this culture of just making shit up and getting mad about it. And this happens to a varying degree for different kinds of people. Obviously, there are big celebrities with snark Reddits about them. And what some of these snarkers will say is, oh, well, in the main fan Reddit, you couldn't criticize anything that person was doing or you would get banned. And I'm like, but why are you moved to incessantly criticize shit that this person you don't know is doing? I'm not saying that you can't have a critique. I hate that on the internet, anytime I say anything, I have to sit there and I have to make 400 trillion billion disclaimers. If you're falling behind, if you can't comprehend it, girl, I'm sorry, because I'm not going to disclaim every single thing. But my point is, you shouldn't be moved to constantly criticize this person you don't know in such a way that is baseless. Because where are you coming up with these things? You're taking stuff out of context. You don't have enough information to make these definitive statements about this person's intentions or why they're doing something. So just don't pretend that you know. And I've even seen snark Reddits for people that are comparatively smaller, like who only have 100,000 something subscribers or 100,000 something followers across their social medias. I've seen them have snark pages. At what point is that just attacking a random person? You're literally bullying this person for no reason. You do not know them. And another side tangent, because I'm tangential, that's just how I am. There is a girl that I follow that I watch that I really like, and she made like a kind of venting video recently where she was just doing her makeup and talking about some of the weird behavior she's experienced from people online and how she feels that they misrepresent her. Somebody in the comment is like, oh, well, I've watched you forever, and I think you victimize yourself and you don't take criticisms, but also you're too narcissistic. You're simultaneously too self-conscious and too self-confident. And I was like, why would you say this? This is a 24-minute video. Why are you psychoanalyzing a person that you do not fucking know? And I don't care if you think that you can just tell. You're probably not as smart as you think you are. You do not have all the information. And why is it your business to say, I need you to be the exact level of confidence that is non-threatening to me? Why is that your business? And she was pretty vague in the video too. The only reason why I know the extent of the hate that she gets is because I have personally seen it. And now I understand what she's alluding to. She doesn't really fully get into it, because I don't think she likes to give it a lot of space or a lot of attention. She doesn't fully give the entire picture of how bad and mean and nasty it can be. But it's not nice, normal criticism about her art and her work. It's people that just vehemently hate her and hate everything she does. Why would you take criticism from that? And she was trying to argue with this person in the comment and be like, I don't feel that this is correct. But then that person goes, you're collapsing critique. Yeah, if the critique I'm collapsing is some weirdo freak who does not know me telling me that they hate everything about me, then yeah, duh, I'm collapsing their critique. Why would I want to know what they think about my writing or my music or my art? I'm making it ambiguous because I don't want to reveal who this person is, because it's not like I had permission to talk about the situation. It's just an example. But I just found that very weird. And it's not just happening to this person, it's happening to many people. And it's not good to do it to celebrities, but it's even more horrible to just do it to normal ass people. Like, that is deranged. And it's really mean. And the way that the propaganda justifies it is, oh, well, we have to criticize people, we have to hold them accountable. At what point are you just talking out of your ass? At what point are you just making shit up? Let's be so for real. At what point are you assuming? At what point are you being bad faith and not giving people the benefit of the doubt? The last piece of propaganda that I am not falling for is that AI entertainment is going to eclipse us all and launch us into obscurity. I do not think this is going to happen, not because companies won't try it, but because it won't work. No matter how good AI gets, I really truly believe that people are going to become bored with it. I think already, even now, it's starting to become way oversaturated and it's not even nearly at the level that it should be. Even if you don't vehemently hate AI, people are going to get bored with it. They're not going to like it. This is the same way I felt when before COVID, there were a bunch of people that were like, in the future, people will just want to view concerts through their VR headsets and they won't want to go out and they'll want to be tapped into the mainframe and all this weird garbage people were saying that VR reality will be enough. Notice how dissatisfied people were with VR reality during COVID. Let's use our heads. We want real shit. And the demand from the consumer is ultimately, inevitably going to tip to the side of other human beings making things for other human beings. I have faith in that because I truly believe even if it's an immoral person, they will get fucking bored. They will get bored. Now, propaganda I am falling for. The first piece of propaganda I am falling for is record labels producing 40,000 variants of the same album. I know that a lot of people complain about this. They're like, it's more plastic into the world. Why would you be making and pressing so many different versions, so many different colors of the same album? Why would you be releasing a deluxe version with 2 more songs, but it's the same album, and also pressing that? Why are you creating all of this waste? And I can see that perspective, but at the same time, I really like it because it allows me to choose which one I want. I'm starting to get into collecting vinyl right now. I had a small collection before, but I was too scared to use my record player because I got a Crosley one. I no longer had space for my Audio-Technica one, so I got this Crosley suitcase player. And everybody online terrified me into thinking that it would practically light my records on fire if I put them inside of it. So I'm still getting over that fear, but I have come to learn that that's not necessarily true. It will wear your records more, but it's not like it's gonna freaking blow them up. I'm not an audiophile. I'm not especially concerned with the quality of sound. Obviously, everybody is to an extent. You don't want something that sounds like somebody's talking underwater. But if it's good enough for me to just hear it, then I'm fine. But I'm getting more into like collecting some variants for albums that I really care about. And I just think it's fun to have multiple versions of things. In most cases, I'm only going to be buying one of them. But then at least I get to pick, oh, well, I want the pink one instead of the black one. Or oh, I can choose either the marbled pink and purple or the bright yellow. That seems fun, right? That's more fun than just, so you have the black disc. Now we released another black disc. Now we're releasing another black disc. We have the technology. Let's do the colors, let's do the stuff. I'm getting really into vertical vinyl right now, but they stress me out because I missed 2 limited drops that I really wanted and I've been sick. I've been sick ever since. It makes me feel so upset that I don't have these. And I know it's just items and I know that hopefully I'll get over it, but something about it is just like, oh my God. The third piece of propaganda it's actually the second. Forget I said that. The second piece of propaganda I am falling for is lesbian pop stars. Lesbian with an asterisk because some of them are bi, some of them would, like, I don't know how they identify, but I'm live, laugh, loving this era of like women who like other women in pop because clearly we've been missing them. Clearly we've been missing their perspective because they're so good. We've recognized that gay men are good at stuff for a long time, and we've given them their flowers. It was time for them to shine, because they also have a secret sauce. Chappell Roan is a genius to me. I do not care what anyone says. You can fight me. I do not care. People drag it with her. They drag it. They practically make things up to be mad about because they are assuming something. Like when she said, well, when I see my friends that are parents right now, they're in hell. Did that mean that she looked at you and your kid and said that you're in hell? No. She was talking about how she feels like the lack of independence that comes with motherhood isn't something that she wants right now, and the way that she sees her friends go through these struggles and stuff like that, she feels like she couldn't take that. What the hell does she have to do? Read a disclaimer before she speaks, every time she fucking speaks? And then basically when she got pretty upset about people coming up to her all the time, and you know what, that would upset you as well if everybody was constantly coming up to you. And it was also the fact that people were stalking her friends and family, that they were being way too overly familiar with her. Just put yourself in her shoes. There's this weird thing online now, especially, where it's like, well, they're an artist. That means that they're an alien and subhuman, and that they should be able to handle all these things. Regrettably, it does not work that way. And regrettably, even when you come into money, you still have emotions, you still have feelings. And that's an incredibly controversial thing to say right now for some reason. Because if you even try to mention, maybe it makes her anxious. Maybe it makes her nervous. She's not really used to all this. Well, she has money now, so. I didn't realize that you could buy your way out of human existence. Please be so for real. Leave that poor woman alone. If you people abuse Chappell Roan and we lose her, I'm gonna be infuriated. I will never forgive y'all. I need her making more music. I need it for me. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm not super into Renee rap, but I've heard a couple of her songs and I like them. Billie Eilish is more so coming out now that maybe she's bi. I don't really know the way she identifies, but Lunch, banging song. It's a great song. We as a society made a mistake hindering the talent of people who are different, because when they don't have to veil their experiences between multiple layers and like obscure the fact of what they're writing about, the work that we get is so good. The second to last propaganda that I am falling for is trinkets. I know that people have come to criticize trinkets. There are many trinket lovers online. There are many anti-trinket people online as well. And I can kind of understand where they're coming from to an extent, which I think overconsumption is a problem in people buying things that they don't really like just to be part of a trend. But I've also been seeing this perspective that buying blind boxes and plushies and small items like that is part of doing something for your inner child, which maybe for some people, but I just don't understand this narrative that we have in today's society that it's a maladaptive to like these things as an adult. In the 50s and 60s and 70s, grown-ass women had kitsch sculptures of cats in their house. They had planters with it, or they had some type of bird thing on their wall. Like these fish that I have, this is based on real vintage stuff that people had in their house. It wasn't for children, but now it's become for children. So anybody who likes these things is seen as being childish, and sometimes if that person is in the public eye, people accuse them of trying to appeal to PDF files, which I literally hate having to censor myself like that and say that right now. I've already been cursing in this video, and I know I'm not going to be able to censor all of them, but I know that if I say that word, YouTube is potentially going to sink me. It's such clownery that we even have to reduce something that serious to PDF file, but they get accused of that. I don't like Hello Kitty because I want to be a little girl. I like Hello Kitty because I rock with her and she's amazing. And I like what she represents, because kindness and integrity and friendship should not just be a lesson for children. A lot of people still need to learn that today, and they're adults. Loving little animals and things like that was never just for kids. That's a new thing, that it's just for kids. Little animals, and even in some instances dolls, like boudoir dolls, those were a trend at some point in history. These were things that were for grown women. So I like trinkets, and I think that if you really value a trinket and it makes your heart happy, you should have it and you should keep it. My trinkets, I've kept them for years. Even if I buy something at Target Dollar Spot, like this bird that I have over here, I've kept that since 2022. I'm not the type who finds something and is just throwing it out. I keep these things for as long as I can because I actually really like them. The last piece of propaganda that I am falling for is aesthetics. Another thing that is a topic of controversy online, which is that people try to shoehorn themselves. I think if you have no originality, the trinkets thing and the aesthetics things are gonna be your demise. I see that, I understand that. I think especially if you're younger and you're coming into your own and maybe you're struggling with knowing what you like, I can see how that's problematic. But for everyone else, the trinkets and the aesthetic, they're good for us. I like it because it gives a language to something that I could not necessarily describe before. The whole vintage aesthetic, yeah, you can call it vintage, but like the Lana Del Rey and this, like there wasn't really a word to describe that before. Coquette. Like it just didn't fit. Or like girl blogger. Like, these words just help me find things that I like. Because before I'd have to be like cute animal kitsch, but also edgy, but also feminine, but also like, dude, how else am I meant to describe that? Lana Del Rey type beat, but also it's a cat, and it's like, no, there's no way to put this group of interest into like just one word that makes sense other than coquette or Americana. You know? That's what I like aesthetics for. I understand that, like I said, people who have no originality, it can literally be their Achilles heel and send them into a spiral of 400 different TikTok shop purchases and buying 17 Labubus in one night. I see that and I hear you, but that is not me. So I am falling for the propaganda. So that's what I have for you guys today. Do you guys feel that these are unpopular opinions? Do you feel that I'm stating the obvious? Do you understand what I'm coming from? Or where I'm coming from, rather? If you enjoyed, comment a puppy emoji as a form of resistance against the people that think cute little animals are only for babies. No, cute little animals are for me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.